everyone. Okay, so today I am so happy to announce I have officially stopped swelling. Thank you. I'm very happy about it. I am so happy to not be swelling all the time like I used to. That was getting really annoying. So, oh my gosh. The fact that I'm done with swelling is just amazing. I've been swelling for the past 7 months and I can now wear stuff and not have to put on something to compress and stop me from swelling. So I'm really excited about it. Feels really good. So in celebration to me no longer swelling, I figured it would be a good idea to redo my BBL video. It's been one of the most popular videos that I've recorded. You guys really like me talking about Mehio and talking about it, and I'll add some stuff in there basically on how I sleep. I think there was a young woman who asked me that, you know, how I'm sleeping and stuff like that, how I actually work without sitting on my butt and stuff like that. So I'll add that little stuff in there too. Okay, and how I look. Hold on, let me give y'all a peek of what I'm looking like today. So, I do not show, as you guys know, my stomach. I'm too old for that. But this is what I look like today. Nothing unusual, normal stuff. Got on my little normal clothes. No extra weight, haven't gained any weight. Kind of lost a little bit, but you know, hey, either way. Let's see, I'm kind of dressed today. Here's my hair. You guys can see the full hair. My hair is super big, super freaking long. Anyway, okay, so Mehio. So how I started with going to Mehio. How I found out about Mehio, I should say. I started by going where everybody else was gonna go, Jolie, and I'm kind of glad that I didn't pick Jolie. Not that there's anything wrong with Jolie, but when I did go there and pick up my fajas, because I'm gonna kind of condense the story. I'm not gonna, you know, tell this whole big old elaborate story. I'm gonna try anyway to kind of condense it, but because I'm gonna add some other stuff in there. But I started off by booking Dr. Kagan at Jolie. I wanted Dr. Hassan. Hassan told me that he wasn't going to do my BBL if I didn't get the tummy tuck first. I think he said first, yes. And then get the BBL afterwards. I told them that I wasn't sure if I wanted a tummy tuck. And if I did, I want to do it in the order that I want to do it, which is the BBL first, not a tummy tuck first. So, you know, I was like, cool, there's other doctors. I'll go somewhere else. So the girls there were, you know, kind of in agreement with me. They were like, yeah, whatever. We have better doctors, other doctors. Dr. Kagan has more experience. You should go to Dr. Kagan. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So they booked me with Dr. Kagan. I knew somebody who had had surgery with Dr. Kagan before, so I had already seen his work and I was, you know, okay with that. So I booked with Dr. Kagan, and you meet a lot of people and, you know, kind of form a sisterhood with people online, Instagram and Facebook, if you are getting surgery. So that's what I did. I met a young lady who I was talking to online. She was getting surgery. She didn't actually end up getting hers, but she asked me if I had heard of Mehio. when we first, when we were talking one day online, and I was like, no, I've never heard of Dr. Mehio, and she showed me his work. I was like, oh my gosh. And so I was like, what's his name? Because at first I was like, you know, I'm set on my doctor, because you have to do you know, your research in order to change doctors. So anyway, she showed me his work, and I was like, oh yeah, I want to check him out. So real quick, I didn't do a lot of research on him, honestly. I just made sure that he had the credentials that I was looking for as far as actually being a plastic surgeon, and that he had the experience I was looking for. And then I looked at a few pictures and made sure that, you know, he was putting out the right type of work. So he had what I was looking for, you know. So I was like, okay, I'm going to him. So I called Jolie, and Jolie told me that I could not get my deposit back. I had already put $500 down, but then later on, like a day or two, when they called me back, because I was like, okay, that's okay, and I still want to go. And they called me back and said, hey, you can get merchandise instead of, you know, getting your money back, because, you know, I was only going to get like $150 back or something like that. But if I had gotten what I got instead, which was Baja's massage and the foam boards, since I got that, I got the full amount of $500 worth of massage and equipment. Okay. So, or you can get $150 back, or whatever they give you back. It's not your full deposit, $500. So I said, okay, cool. So I did that. Later on, I found that out, and then I scheduled my appointment with Mehio, and they said Mehio was like a new doctor at Mia, so his prices were really low, and I'd done enough research to know that his prices weren't going to stay low like that for long. So I was like, okay, let me hurry up and get scheduled. So they told me I paid $3,800. I put down a deposit of I think I put like $700 down the first time or something like that. And so I put the money down. Mehio coordinator called me. Her name was Alejandra, I think her name was. And so she called me and stayed in touch with me and stuff like that. And she was really cool. I don't know, you know, people be having problems with, you know, Mia or whatever, but she was cool. I didn't have a problem with her. There was never any issues when I needed to contact her. She always called me right back. There was never a problem with that. So we stayed in contact. It took me like about 3 months, 2.5, 3 months to get everything paid off. I actually got it all paid off. My issues with, only issues with Mia was that I couldn't get certified here. So I had to actually get certified there. Since I had to change my date, I had to pay an additional $500 to Mia to change my day one day, to reschedule for one freaking day. I was so mad about that. But I did it because, you know, I wanted Mehio. I really did want Mehio, and I did. You know, you gotta kind of understand, you know, these doctors, their time is valuable, and as is mine and my money, you know, but whatever. So I did that, and then we rescheduled, and I almost didn't go. I have a story about that too, because there was an issue with different things. So I got down there, and when I got on the plane to go down there, I was not what is it? Not certified. I always say certified, but it's not certified. I was not approved. Basically, you have to get a final approval from your primary care provider, and again, they wasn't doing that in my state. You can't do that if you're getting surgery out of state. So I still didn't have that paperwork signed, so I wasn't cleared to do this yet, but I did take all my tests, which I passed, of course. You can't get that far and not be approved. So you got to get that medical clearance, that approval, that final. Okay. So anyway, I didn't have that when I got on that plane. So I went to go get on the plane to go and, head to Texas, which was my first layover. They had canceled my flight. I had to call my ride to come back, pick me up, okay, and go back the next morning. My flight was rescheduled for the next morning. So I took care of that, got on the flight the next morning. I still wasn't medically approved yet. I still hadn't had that paperwork signed. But anyway, so I found out that I can do it in Miami. I got my surgery in Miami. So I found out I could do it in Miami. I did it in Miami, and I got my, I went to pre-op a day before. They told me I had to have pre-op. I had to get fitted, and then I had to, on a day before my surgery, and then the next day I could have the surgery. So I did that a day before the surgery. The next day I had the surgery. I had a full day out there before I actually got the surgery. I got pre-op. I went and picked up my faja from Jolie. I scheduled my appointment for my massages in place of my money, my deposit I had put down. I didn't end up getting those massages. I didn't go because the home that I stayed at, I would have had to Uber there myself and pay for that myself. Well, Lyft. I don't think they had Uber, but Lyft there myself, and I was not even in a situation to do anything myself. Okay, they don't take you though. I stayed at EOS Recovery Home, but EOS, they're not taking you to an appointment if it's not at Mia or wherever house you got your surgery at, whatever surgery center. If you're going to do anything else or get any other type of stuff done, massages or whatever at a massage place or whatever, they're not going to take you. You need to, my advice anyway, is to, wherever you stay, if you stay in a recovery house, see if that recovery house actually has a masseuse that comes to the house and takes care of that. So that would be good. So a masseuse did come to the house. So I got my massages at Mia and from the masseuse that came to the house. I just paid her and she did it. So when I met with him on my pre-op that day, Mehio was awesome. He was great, very professional, nice gentleman, very handsome. I told him that I wanted my top and my bottom to match. I felt like I was too heavy, too full up here to have such narrow hips and small, butt, and that I wanted to be more balanced. So he totally understood. I didn't have a picture or a wish pic, they call it, to show him. I just told him that I really wanted a big butt. I didn't want to be as big as Nicki Minaj or anything like that, but I did, need a full butt because my boobs are like super huge, So he totally understood. He said, I'm going to give you some hips too. That was his choice to do that. I didn't think I needed hips, but when he told me he was going to do it in order to give me the shape that I wanted, I was like, okay, fine. So I didn't dispute anything that he suggested. He told me exactly what he was going to do. He told me that my back rolls and my back would possibly come back, and they did. He told me that my stomach would possibly get small and look more wrinkly because of my stretch marks, and that I would possibly need a tummy tuck. And I was like, okay, cool, just give me a small stomach. So it seems like he chose to take a lot of fat out of my waistline from the back instead of in the front of my stomach, so that it didn't look so bad, so drastic. Although he did take fat out of my stomach, and I can definitely see it, but he really, like, my waistline is small because of all the fat that he took out around the back of me. I have love handles, and I think that's where a lot of the fat was, and that's, why he did that. He just wanted to get rid of that. That's what I'm thinking. But anyway, he did that, okay, because my waistline is small. It's what they call snatch. It really is. So I do need a tummy tuck. I wasn't sure if I was going to get a tummy tuck, and I'm still not kind of sure, because one of the things that I'm noticing is, and I'll go back and forth with this, I know I do, as I'm losing weight, now after the swelling and stuff being done, it's looking a little bit better, and I'm watching videos and doing my research on the tummy tuck, and it looks like a really, really hard surgery, to deal with, and I don't like that scar. I'm already going to have scar from reducing my breast, so I don't know. I'm going back and forth with the tummy tuck. So, I don't know. I'm doing the tummy tuck last. I did my surgery in order of importance to me, what I can and can't live with and without. BBL was a must for me. I needed to balance my body out. If I didn't get a breast reduction or anything else, I'd be okay with the BBL. So I did the BBL first. My breasts, I definitely want to take these breasts down. So I'm doing that second. That's next. The tummy tuck I will do last, and I'll be done with my surgeries. And I'm still kind of on the fence with the tummy tuck. We'll see. So anyway, so I told him what I wanted. He said, okay, cool. We're going to give you some hips. He was like, you may need the tummy tuck. Your back rolls might come back. That's hereditary. All that happened. He was right. Giving me hips was perfect. I loved it. I told him I didn't want to go too big. He did not give me too big. It looks very natural. I don't look like, I've had surgery. I've been operated on. I really don't. It looks very natural. Now, in some clothes, some angles, some stuff, I can see it. I can, which is okay with me, because I think surgery bodies, if they're done right anyway, they are the best bodies. So I'm okay with, some stuff. Like some stuff, if I wear something really tight, then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, she's had surgery, because your waistline is just too small, for those hips and those butt and that butt, or your boobs just, like you got those big old boobs and you got that small waist, like that don't match. Real women, you can tell, you can see it. So you're like, she got something done. So anyway, I came in, they called me when I got home after my pre-op. I got home. So I met with him for like 10-15 minutes. It wasn't long. So they said, we'll call you when you get home. They called me like 2-3 hours later. Said your surgery is at 5 a.m. You'll be the first one in. I was like, okay, cool. I like being the first one in. I thought that was awesome, because with me being the first one in, I know that it's a lengthy surgery, and it's a surgery that requires a lot of physical work and endurance. I watch videos of doctors talk about doing these surgeries, and I know that it's it takes a lot out of them physically. So I was happy to have the first appointment of the day, so he will be fresh and rested, and he can give me his best. So I was happy about that, but he chose me first. And got there 5 o'clock in the morning. They gave me my gown. They tested me, drug test, pregnancy test. I signed the papers, and I was in the room like within, say, 15 minutes. 15 minutes, like I was ready. Boom. They had me in and out of there so freaking quick, it seems like. So I got my surgery. Dr. Mehio came in. How you doing? I was like, I'm fine. He was like, okay, are you scared? Are you ready? I was like, no, I'm not scared. I'm ready. And he was like, okay. So Hi, but that was just a really quick conversation before I went in, laid on the table. Anesthesiologist, there were two or three women, very beautiful women. There's a lot of beautiful women in Miami. But anyway, so they gave me the medication, and I saw Dr. Mehio peeking in there, and I was like, hey, I see Dr. Mehio peeking in here. I don't know why he was peeking in there, but he was. So he was peeking in the room, and I was like, I see you, Doctor. I see you, Dr. Mehio. Hook me up. And I was out, and that's all I remember. I was just out. So when I woke up on my left butt cheek. Yep. And my butt was hurting because I was on that butt cheek. I have a flat piece of my butt right there from waking up on that butt cheek, and I know that's what that is. I wish them girls wouldn't have did that, but they claimed that I had to be on my back because of breathing or something like that. Anyway, I don't know. I've heard of people waking up on their stomach and not on their back. That would only make sense. And the fact that I'm on my back now, I have that, kind of messed up butt cheek, which I'm not happy about, but I like my work. I'm not going to complain about it. So I woke up, I was there for like 15-20 minutes, and then they came and they were like, okay, you're awake, you're ready to go, la la la. I was like, yeah. And then I got my robe and my bag and all of that, because they give you a bag with your BBL pillow and all that. And then I got into the wheelchair, and they wheeled me out to the SUV. My ride was there, and she came and picked me up. How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And then I went to the house. So I went to the house. I felt good. I walked around for a little bit. I really didn't want to lay down. It wasn't anything like that. I wasn't really tired. I was awake. I was alert. It was awesome. I was able to walk around. They were like, how are you walking around and doing all of that? Like, girl, lay down. Like, I don't want to lay down. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm on BBL. I didn't want to see anything just yet. I wasn't tripping on seeing anything just yet. I just wanted to be okay. I just wanted to be healthy. I just didn't want any blood clots or anything. So I drank my water. I was just really focused on that, and then calling my family and letting everybody know, hey, I'm okay. I made it through surgery. Now I just need to focus on recovering and not getting blood clots. So did all that. And then as the medication and stuff started to wear off, I started to feel my surgery. So I took medicine and I stayed medicated. Okay, I was popping in pills. Like, okay. Anytime I would think that I was gonna feel anything, I was popping in pills. Pop it, take them pills, because I wasn't trying to feel nothing. Okay, and I really didn't. My butt was really tight. I had trouble sleeping through the night, and you had to wake up like every couple hours anyway to walk around. So the ladies and the nurses at the house, at the recovery home, would come in and check on me, but I was automatically waking up anyway, because your pills wear off and you start to feel the pain, and then you have to get up and walk around every couple hours anyway. If you have that on your mind, then you already know, okay, it's time to get up. So that's what I did. I already, woke up, and every couple hours I was already up. And by the time they came in there, are you okay? They have the little buzzer thing where you can, buzz if you need help getting up. And then you have to pee a lot. You pee a lot because you have to drink a lot of fluids in order to recycle that stuff that they put in you out of your body and the swelling. So you drink a lot, you pee a lot, you have to walk a lot. So EOS was great. I stayed at EOS Recovery House number 2. The ladies were awesome. I love that recovery house. A little bit of advice. I know we want to have our family and take our family and all of that stuff, but if you go to a recovery house, you'll have everything that you need there. Try to get to a recovery house. That is the best thing, a recovery house. They know what you need. You don't have to worry about messing up sheets. You don't have to worry about medication and stuff like that. When to take it. really what to do. It's just really easy, really easy. Of course, I recommend Mehio as a surgeon. I could recommend EOS Surgery House, and I recommend Mia Surgical Center. That's what I did. So anyway, yeah, I didn't have to worry about you know, leaking on the sheets and things like that, because I stayed at the recovery house. They change everything for you, they wash everything for you. It was great. Stayed there with a group of ladies that were going through the same thing that I went through, so we could, you know, bounce things off of each other, ideas and how we're feeling. You know, you kind of build a camaraderie and a friendship with these girls and with these ladies. So, you know, they don't have any men around, you know. It's great. You know, I think that a recovery house is the best way to go. So the very next day you got to go in, you have to get checked out, make sure that everything is going well, you're not clotting, they don't see any signs of infection, and they have to give you a massage to get that first good amount of fluid out of you. So went through that, got my massage. I went back to my appointment one other time. So got the massage, didn't see Mehio then. I came home, then it was another day, and then I got a massage from the masseuse that came to the house that we paid. Then the day after that, I went back for my final appointment, and then the next day I went home. So on my final appointment, during my final appointment is when I saw Dr. Mehio again. I saw him. I was laying there after I had just gotten the massage. I had went back to sleep. The guy had left me in there who did my massage. Really nice gentleman. They were really nice. And Dr. Mehio came in. He knocked on the door real light. And he said, hi, Nicole. I was like, oh, hi, Dr. Mehio, you know, and he slid in real close to me and he was like, how are you feeling? I was like, I'm feeling really good. He was like, are you satisfied with your work? I was like, yes. He said, you look beautiful. I was like, thank you. And he was like, you're gonna recover fine. They'll give you my information so you can get in contact with me in case you have any questions or anything like that when you go home. And I was like, okay. And he was like, asking me when was I going home and how was I feeling. And then I asked him, did I bleed the way, because when I had my pre-op, he says, with you being in, you know, your 40s, a little bit older, you know, if you bleed a lot, then I'm going to have to stop. And I can't continue if you start to bleed a lot. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, please stop. If that's the case, I don't want to die. This ain't worth dying. You know, but I was like, I'm not worried about it though, because I don't even bleed a lot on my period. So, sorry. So he was like, no, you didn't bleed a lot. You were right about that. We got all the fat that I wanted to get. And I was like, okay, cool. He said, your body responded very well. You look beautiful and you're going to have great results. Just remember everything I told you. They'll give you a pamphlet with some instructions and my contact information. So I was like, okay, cool, thank you. He was like, all right, if you think about getting anything else, you know, I'll see you later, bye, and da-da-da. So that was that. And that's the last time I saw him. Came in, I got dressed, and the guy came in and I had everything else. I went home. And so the next day, I think I'd say either 1 or 2 days after that, I was out there for 6 days and 5 nights and 6 days, I believe, because we left the next day in the morning. The next day or the day after that, one or the other. So anyway, got there. Didn't see him after that. Didn't see him after that. Didn't talk to him after that. When I got home, 6 weeks after 6 weeks, the office called me, asked me how I was doing, told me that I could sit, and I told them that I really didn't want to sit. They told me that I should sit, excuse me, even if it's just for a little bit, because they want me to start getting used to that. And my body to, you know that, hey, I'm going to sit on you. So I said, okay. I sat slowly. I sat more like 8 weeks, 2 months, instead of like the 6 weeks, because I just didn't want to. It was uncomfortable and I didn't feel, comfortable. So I sat at like 2 months instead. And I think that's about it. So that's about it. I have not spoken to Dr. Mehio since then. I don't need to talk to Dr. Mehio since then. I see that he's gotten more popular. People love him. I love him. He was great. He was awesome. Very professional. Once again, Mia Surgery Center is where I got mine in Miami, Florida. Dr. Mehio. I was not at the SOL location. I went to the other location, which is, from what I understand, the newest location. And my surgery was $3,800. And that could change. That was actually a special. That was in April of 2019, this year. I stayed at EOS Recovery House, house number 2, 6 days, 5 nights. I got an extra day because of something that happened, and that was like $1,150. That was total. That was the package. That was the food. That was everything that I got for those 5 days that I was there. And they gave me medication, and I paid for, little stuff like that too. You have to pay for like the bed chugs and stuff. It's really worth it. It's really worth it. Whatever you do actually pay for. When you go to these surgery recovery houses, rides back and forth and things like that. I weighed 193 pounds at the time. My BMI was a 33 something, like 32, 33 tier, and about that time. The maximum for BBL, their BMI at Mia and with Dr. Mehio, was 34. I fasted to get down to that. After the last 30 days is when I lost the most weight, and that was really my fasting period where I was like really serious and driven, because I knew I had already paid for this, and I was not about to not get my surgery because of no fat or no food. What else? My plane tickets. I bought my plane tickets like 2 months before I actually went. My plane tickets were like 300. It was 2 something. I did not fly first class or anything there and back. I did have a layover. Get wheelchair assistance. Get wheelchair assistance. You need wheelchair assistance. And I sat at 8 weeks. I did get massages down there. When I came home, I pretty much massaged myself. I don't have any lumps or bumps. I'm very happy with my recovery. My recovery. My recovery was fine. The whole process, on a scale from 1 to 10, the pain was about, most of the time and on average, I say about a 5, 6. Most of the time. It only teeters over to a 6 because of things like when I'm sitting down, and when I have to stand back up or move around, you kind of get sore and stiff. Even if you do move around a lot, you do get sore and stiff, and you do that for a long time. The swelling, I swelled up until like last week, okay? And I am 7 months. I will be 6 months. I'll be 7 months on the 19th. April 19th is when I got my surgery. Yes. So December, I'll be 8 months. One of them. I'm 6 or 7 months. Let's see what else. Okay, BMI was 34, 193, I believe it is. My height, I am 5'2", 3-ish. And what else? I think that's about it, y'all. Yep, I think that's about it. All right, y'all. So that is how all that works. Oh, as far as work, I work from home, so it's a little different for me than it will be or is for anybody else. I don't have to worry about going back to work or anything like that. I bought desks before I left where I can adjust them and stand up and sit down when I wanted to sit down, stand up or whatever. I did that so that I can raise my desk up and stand up because I couldn't sit, and I can sit when I could sit, but you can only sit for like 30 minutes at a time. So I did that. So my desk adjusts. I slept on my stomach. Did not sleep on my back. I still sleep on my stomach. I was a side sleeper, and I was the type of person that slept on their back, but I adjusted. It was easy to adjust to sleep on my stomach. It didn't take me long to start doing that. I usually hike my leg up on the side to help me when I want to change sides and to help me keep me from rolling over on my side, because I did get hips. If you roll over on your side, you will flatten your hips. I don't have that problem. I didn't flatten my hips. I enjoy sleeping on my stomach. I still sleep on my stomach even though I don't have to. My hips are a little tender, still tender, and I'm like 7 months, so yeah, it's gonna be like that for a while if you get hips, but it's not uncomfortable. I don't regret it. It looks beautiful. You want to keep your round hips, so if you do get hips, don't sleep on your side. Don't do it. All right, y'all, so that is my Mehio rehash. This video was really popular, the old one, and so I wanted to redo the video again because you guys really did enjoy the Mehio story, and I really wanted to just, you know, get another one out there for you. It's kind of old now with it being 7 to 8 months, so I wanted to do it again. All right, you guys, I'll give you another look at me real quick. What I am looking like. I think, wow, that is really bright. That looks weird. So this is what I look like. See, this is that side that I'm talking about there that I woke up on when I woke up on my side, where those ladies at I see on this side of my butt is nice and round right here. I don't really have that problem. But then on this side, anyway, so yeah, that's what I look like. All right, y'all, I hope you enjoyed this Mehio story once again, and I'm out. Bye.